Daryl, and I'm with Scott and Tamara Goodwin here at Faith and Freedom in Northern Arkansas, and we have Jacob here with us, and we're praying for his safety. And I thought his mom and dad would give a little update about him and their thoughts about their son.
Well, the appeal has been filed. We're actually waiting right now, listening, and praying that the lower appellate court will hear this case. I'm relatively certain that they have to give an answer within probably the next 3 or 4 days, actually. And so we're waiting to hear that. If that is denied, then it will go on to the state Supreme Court. He has been placed into a permanent facility in Jarrett, Virginia. It's called Greensville. The conditions are just horrible. But he is still, even inside, he is carrying on the fight. He is trying to tell his people inside, to get off drugs, to become better fathers, better role models, to raise their families morally, and get back to the things that make us what we are as a people. We're just praying for his safe release.
He's taking a leadership role with other young men.
He is taking a leadership role with other young men, even inside. And he said, "Dad, they can take my arms and my legs, but I still have my mouth." That he said he will be preaching to his people and warning his people about what's going on until his last breath.
What about the petition? There's a petition that's up for
You can go to iPetitions.com, Jacob Goodwin, and it'll come up, and I would appreciate, please, if y'all will pass that around to definitely sign it online. We need 300 people to start, and it's going to the president, because if I don't do something, we have proof of everything. We have proof of everything, but nobody's listening.
Proof doesn't seem to matter. I mean, you can have video evidence of what the other side has done, but that narrative just seems to be ignored, as we know why. It doesn't fit their narrative. And so we need anyone. You may think you can do nothing. You may be frustrated and think there's nothing you can do. There is. Call the Attorney General of Virginia. Call the Governor of Virginia. Call the Attorney General of the United States. Write them. Or write the President of the United States on behalf of not just my son, on behalf of all these young men who were done a great injustice. I mean, there was no due process. There was nothing fair about this whole process. They were set up and they were made political examples of. And our rights have not just been eroded. Our rights are gone as white people, it seems. You can be arrested for saying anything that's dissension among what they believe is right or wrong. So
the N-word. Yep, we say the N-word in our state.
The Constitution in our country means nothing anymore. So you can do something. Call these people I've just mentioned and pray for us. I mean, we try to always encourage people to pray. Write my son in prison. You can go on jpay.com and you can set up an account and you can basically email him. And
44 cents.
Things like that mean more than you will ever know. There are people out there that there's days we get down and then we'll receive just a postcard in the mailbox, and it will be such encouraging words, and you go on another day. It helps you to make it through the day.
You guys need encouragement and support too. The families of all the political prisoners a lot of families abandon the prisoners when they're, we know you guys won't.
It's not only he's in jail, we are too.
Yes.
We're stuck to our phones. We never know when he's going to call.
And please pray for the families and support Daniel Borden, Alex Ramos, these young men. Were in the same situation as my son. They were down there protesting the removal of basically our heritage. They were protesting the removal of our race. It's what it amounted to, that they're wanting to erase us. They're wanting to erase all signs of us. And so remember these young men, remember all of them. I can't stand here and tell you, what they're going through, because I've never been through anything, but it must be the most horrible hell on earth there is.
Google free Jacob Goodwin, and you're going to find a lot of good information about him. Or you could go Jacob Goodwin / Year of Jubilee with one E, like the King James Bible, and his legal documents. There's a playlist of videos at Lone Star 1776, and we certainly believe that this is an injustice done to Daniel Borden and Jacob Goodwin right here. He's a good-looking kid. Never met him, but I can just tell in my heart that I know that he's a fine young man. And when Scott tells me that he's ministering to other young men in there, I say God is going to keep a hedge of protection over him. We're going to pray that he's going to keep a hedge of protection over you guys, and you're going to see your son out of there. And I say shame on this Joe Biden blaming Trump in Charlottesville and using that as a something to stand on, an injustice done to American people that want to protect their heritage. The real generation, most important generation, is our founding fathers that founded a Christian country. And Christians are under attack. Our free speech is under attack. Our way of life is under attack.
Yes, it is.
And we can't let this stand. So I just ask you to support him and support Scott and Tamara, because they're excellent people. I've met them a few times.
They're the best of the best.
And
he gets it from somewhere.
Yes, they get. Yeah, this boy, this young man. I say boy, being I'm older. I see him as being a young man. I know he gets the type of person he is from his parents, and that is not hard to see. And the judge should see this, and the attorney general. All these people need called.
They do see it. That's why they fear him. That's really
That's
why they fear. That's really why they fear.
They need to fear us, because we're going to keep shining light and making noise on the injustice that was done to us.
One thing roaches don't like is light.
I would just say to anybody out there, up until this happened with my son, I just blindly believed that the government would do what was right, that justice was always justice and truth. But I would tell anybody out there, before you draw a conclusion, look at all the facts. And when I say all the facts, not the facts that the media is trying to push on you. Research this and try and find all of the video of this and see what the facts really were. And if you do, you will understand that what happened was a great injustice.
Yes. And I want people to know too that we are very proud of you.
We're very proud of our son.
I am just a mother. I've also always all I've been, and I love my son, and he was an honorable man. Doing an honorable job.
We have two wonderful children that we're
Yes,
very proud of, and we would never ever deny or turn our backs on them because they're great children. They're great men.
He came to the rescue of a young girl that was being attacked and put a shield over it. He had a shield, not as a weapon. He had it.
She actually was a mother of 5.
A mother of 5, and
three to four grown men were attacking her.
Men shouldn't be fighting in the street. Young boys.
It doesn't take good. 5 men to beat up a woman.
No, it doesn't.
One. That's cowardice. It's like seriously. That's like trying to win an Olympic medal of cowardice.
And it's super.
Well, she and I are good friends.
Very unfair that no one else has been held accountable, and we want the right people held accountable for what happened.
It's frustrating to see all of the video and no one, not one person from the counter-protesters. And you saw many examples of violence from their side, instigation on their side. They made it so obvious that they're not going to ever go after them. They're not going to do anything to them. And it's just frustrating when you see just how openly biased they are, and that
how they work together.
Can't see it with you.
How the media, the government, how they work together to sell this bunch of BS, and that's what it is. They have their narrative.
Well, we found out that everybody in Charlottesville, everybody that's involved, whether DeAndre Harris, the vice mayor, the assistant mayor there, he was with that gang throwing up gang signs before the rally.
That morning.
I have pictures of that. People have sent me. And but it's who's going to hear this? Who's going to listen? That's the problem.
Rudy has done a good video about the evidence. You could find it at Jacob's playlist at Lone Star 1776. He's did a good, fair evaluation of what happened. And certainly if someone got punched, maybe 30 days for boys fighting or boys being boys. But when they're
or even just probation before judgment or something like that. Something like that.
The instigation of it and who started it also weighs into these things. And it was just we know. And people that aren't involved with white nationalism, that's not your business if we live in a free country, and I'm going to stand up for your free speech. There's so many times people say, I'm going to stand up for your free speech until you say something I don't like.
Exactly.
And
that's the wrong thing. Voltaire said it best. Even if I disagree with what you say, I'll defend to your death the right to say it.
That's right.
And that's the way. That's what this country is founded on.
That's right.
And it's not us. It's not white nationalists that went door to door.
You guys have
and started
anything else
this.
you want to add?
No,
Y'all
we just thank
I want
everyone
everybody
for
to
your support and for
See
your
their
prayers.
hero, but my son is in jail because of you and your children and your great-grandchildren, so that they don't try to wipe our history out. You know?
Yes.
Because the next defendant could be you.
That's right. It
right.
could be
And
any
I've been
of
there,
us.
done that.
It
It
could
could be
be.
any of us, any of the prisoners on our card or your Jubilee. I thank you guys, and
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
with
Thank
you.
all of you. Thank you.
And
Ain't no problem.
peace and blessings.
Way to go.